You see, I waited for this time. I've been hoping for someone like you. Hope you remember, I'm not doing this life without you. So hold on, 'cause baby, you know, yeah, I go nowhere. This your matter, go put me inside trouble, 'cause I go nowhere.
Hey, you guys, I'm blushing. Oh God, I beg.
Hey everyone, my name is Dwin The Stoic. I'm live on Bella Niger and we're discussing music and my upcoming tour, Master of Ballads Tour. Abuja on the 5th of December, Lagos on the 3rd of January, and more cities across Africa soon. Looking forward to seeing everyone. You know.
How are you feeling right now? In 2 words.
Excited, terrified.
Why are you terrified?
Because I'm going on tour and it's usually it's a lot, but I do enjoy being on stage, so that's why I'm also excited.
Why do you enjoy being on stage?
It's the energy with the fans. It's that I made some of these songs 6-7 years ago and I'm able to do them again and people want to hear them again. And with each live version, we do something new. So that's why I like it.
So you see why you shouldn't be terrified when you're going on tour.
Yes.
Because you always bring that energy.
But it's a lot of work. That's why. But yes, I think the energy is always great. I think what I'm also looking forward to with this tour is just how much bigger it is. So I'm excited.
And I'm excited for you as well. Talking about your tour.
Yeah.
First things first, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I know it's a lot of work. Yeah, but I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
The Lagos version, not the Abuja. Right. Except to pay for my flight.
Ooh, talk about it.
Right. So your Lagos and Abuja shows are just around the corner.
Yeah.
What's running through your mind right now?
I think the experience my fans are going to have. There's a lot that's going into this one show. I'm showing them songs from my discography, telling them the story behind the album, because the album was a story of two people that we're not getting to tell on stage. And then I get to expose them to different music I've been making, Afro House. I have some of my friends coming along, both artists, DJs, and yeah, across the tour, I'm just looking forward to putting my people in a room and giving them a fantastic experience. That's it.
I was going to ask what kind of experiences you are hoping to create, but you've answered that already.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask what energy you're expecting from your fans instead, because, Abuja and Lagos have very, very different energy, right? So what energy are you expecting from both cities?
So I would say the thing that I tend to see with my fans is that regardless of where we are, Abuja or Lagos, the music just has everyone very excited. People are singing along. I feel like from last tour, for example, we did the song Without Your Love twice in each of the locations, not because we planned to, because the fans just wanted to sing more songs and wanted to sing along. And so I think the energy I'm expecting is just one where people are coming to, a show where you're seated and you're just being entertained from beginning to end. It's going to be that.
Great. So Abuja and Lagos people, you guys bring the energy and the vibe, right? Just before this interview, we were talking about your music, right? And how unique and distinct it is. Let's go back a bit. Okay. What are the musical influences that shaped or still shape your sound, and how do they show up in your work every day?
I would say a lot of my music is heavily informed by the songwriting. I'm a writer first. I love writers like from Asha to Simon and Garfunkel to Sam Smith. I've always just loved music that said something to you through the lyrics, through just how they composed. And so you still hear that in the music I make today, where I try to still draw from my own experiences, or Nigerianisms, for example, like saying things like I go nowhere or streets don't tire me, but also being able to explore concepts like grief in other songs and things of the sort. And so I would say my influences have always been different, right? My father and mother played different kinds of music at home. So from a Jim Reeves to a Oriental Brothers, I was listening to music from across the world, and it's definitely showing in how I make music now.
Yeah, still talking about music. One of my favorite songs of yours is Ifunaya, by the way. Right? I think you hear that a lot.
Even I have a lot of people. You see, I found someone said to me, "You made a lot of great songs, but see Ifunaya,
yes, Ifunaya is like my first love. Yeah. And there's another song that I can't remember its title, but I stopped listening to that song because it made me cry. not cry, but I was too emotional. I was like, God, I beg, I'm a hard girl.
I thought about, sometimes I think about this, that how some people might just go, I can't listen to this song again because of, but yes, fair.
Yes, your music was trying to make me a soft girl.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
That's what it's for. You should allow it. Allow.
Need to maintain the steez and stuff. So your music actually has this very gentle, deep emotions, around them. Yeah. Almost, should I say, soul-searching emotions, right? Tell us the inspiration behind the lyrics, the tune, and the overall sound.
I would say my intention is for people to feel. Like, I think that a lot of, I think growing up or adulthood is to try and act like we don't feel, or act like, these things don't affect us, that we don't fall in love, that we don't get jealous, that we don't. And so it's like, but it's true. We do these things. And I think the work of art is to sometimes even give people the permission to feel the things they want to feel, because when they understand that someone else feels the same way, someone else understands this feeling. I've had fans come up to me and go, it feels like you're writing from my diary. It reminds me of this song by the Fugees, Killing Me Softly was his song, where this person describes essentially going to a concert and watching a musician pretty much sing her life, right? And that's the effect I tend to have with my people. And I think it's intentional. It's intentional because I think some music should cater to that, right? And with starting my record label, this thing about my music was part of our tagline. So as St. Records, our tagline is making your life soundtrack. And that's kind of what I've been doing. Just for whatever moments, when you need to cry, when you need to laugh, dance, when you fall in love, when you fall out of love, music for you here.
Interesting. Yeah. So we talked about Ifunaya. Yes. Let's talk about I Go Nowhere.
Yeah.
Right? It's connected with people in a very personal, I would say almost spiritual way. Was that the intention? First, I want to know what emotion sparked that song. What were you feeling at the time you wrote and made that song?
Okay. They were far apart a bit, actually, like about a year or two apart between the first writing of the song and then when we made it. And honestly, the intention was, it was to just convey reassurance in a song, and also just something about creating just a safe space for a partner. And so when I made the song with Rafi, we wanted to create just a very sweet love song that people could dance to. Now, what it came, for many people, some parents who have tagged me on TikTok, and they're like, they and their children, their toddlers, this is their favorite song, because I found that toddlers seem to really like the tune. And so my nephew, who's also like, young, he knows the song. And so I think what has happened with the song is that it's gone everywhere, from weddings to people just sending to their best friends or whoever, where the reassurance I was writing in the context of love or lovers just expanded to just be reassurance within love in general. And that was a beautiful thing, really.
Is it safe to say cross-generational song?
It is. That tends to happen with the shows as well. I think like the last tour, someone brought her dad. I brought my parents to the Lagos show.
You must have been so proud.
Yes. We had the stand up and embracing my parents. It was nice. It was very nice.
Yeah. So just before this interview, you were talking about writing. Now tell people that you used to write for Bella Naija.
I wrote a number of articles for Bella Naija. In I think 2016, 2017, I had done some reviews, and yes, I did. Writing is my first love, really. And as you can see it in the music, songwriting is my main thing. Before I identified as a vocalist, a performer, any of those things, I was a songwriter.
Yeah, you guys go to Bella Naija.
Yes, check.
Go and type Dwin The Stoic. Is it Dwin The Stoic?
You'll see me there.
Yes, go check and read, his stories on Bella Naija. And which brings me to my next question about you having a reputation for writing music that tells stories. Yeah. Right. And I'm still going back to you walking us through your creative process.
Okay.
From when you are permit me, from when you're sitting in the forest, and then the wind just brings the idea to your head to the final output that people like me enjoy.
I would say, let me take you through a particular song called To You. In To You, I had gotten a guitar riff from my music director, Smasher, and I had been walking on the beach. And I'm walking on the beach in Cotonou. The sun was setting, and it was behind me, and there was a lot of wind. And so for some reason, that made me think, oh, you know what? Something about this feels like I'm braving the cold and the sun is setting behind me. And so the first lines of To You are, sun sets behind me as I'm braving the cold. And I go on to talk about going to someone, because something about that first line, and with me, most of the time, my first lines define what the song is going to be. A lot of times it's me seeing the first line. It could be a freestyle, it could be something I wrote, but I see it and I know what song I'm in. So with those first lines with To You, I knew that I was in a song where you're going to get through something to get to someone. So it's so when the chorus comes, it says, "Believe me, there's nothing I won't do till I'm bleeding, be on my way to you." So when I write these songs, I'm trying to make sure that even if you had to pull the lyrics away from the song, it's something cohesive, it's something that you can still relate to. And that's technically how I mostly do these songs. I want to tell you a story from the beginning, and that's usually what I end up doing. Yeah.
So, moral lesson: go to the beach in Cotonou.
You should go to the beach in Cotonou. It's fun. Fantastic.
Yeah. Tell me about the first time you ever made music for consumption.
Interesting. I would say this was in uni. I had written a song just, I think, a year or two before that with my friend 30. It was a song called The Lonely. It ended up being on my album in 2018. But in 2013, I was in uni, and there's a first version of that song that was produced by Nonso Amadi and IBK, and because they were producers in school at the same time. And I remember just getting like 30 calling me. I wrote a song with him, and he was just like, "Oh, come to this particular person's room." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And he's like, "Oh, we're recording the song." I'm like, "Oh, nice." And then we recorded it. But I remember then, not being as confident in this desire to be a musician, that I didn't share it as much. I just put it on SoundCloud, and I just once in a while would drop a link. And then so for years, even when I did start doing it, people who followed me for years did not know I was doing music. So I'm glad we got past that.
I'm really glad. So, Dwin, that sounds like a really interesting story, which brings me to my next question. What does evolution look like for you as an artist from when you recorded your first song to now, right? And then in the nearest future as well.
I would say a lot has changed in terms of just how I view my art, view myself. I'm an artist who wants to make the music I'm making across genres. I've never really, I think that first time I was making the song, one thing that hasn't changed is that I didn't care what genre I was making. I just wanted to make a good song. That has stayed the same. What has changed is that I'm more sure of myself. I'm more confident in this artistry. Is why my album is named Master of Ballads. It was me saying, you know what, I have done the work to be very good at this thing that I do, writing ballads, performing, creating music. And what I'm looking forward to, and this tour being a part of it, is that I'm stepping into this place where founded a record label with beautiful artists signed to our label. A tour is about to take us across Africa, starting with Abuja and Lagos. And the future just looks like us being able to create multi-genre music that is African and that isn't then relegated to, it's just alternative and whatnot. I think it's music that can be for everyone.
Yeah, you've answered my next question because I was going to ask why the tour is named Master of Ballads, but you've already answered that.
Yes, it's from the album. So I had an interview. I'd done an interview in 2019 where the writer had titled it Meet Dwin The Stoic, the Emerging Master of Ballads. And I quite liked how it sounded. And so at the time when I was plotting to make a project that I thought would be an EP, I said I would call it Master of Ballads. But then it felt like a chance to reintroduce myself to people after about 6 years from my first album. And so,
yeah, talking about reintroduction, you mentioned your record label. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, my record label is called St. Clair Records. It's a record label based in Africa for African artists. We have 3 artists currently, myself. We have Rafi and then Celeste Ojatula. These are brilliant artists making music across genres. And you should check us out. It's beautiful music all through.
You guys check them out. Beautiful music all through, like he said. So let's go back to your tour.
Yes.
Judging from your past performances, what are 3 things you are sure fans will remember most about the upcoming Lagos and Abuja concerts?
Okay. I think they will remember, one would be, I'll play some songs that they've not heard me play live, or I haven't heard in years. They will be told the full story of the album. The album tells the story of the Master of Ballads and his muse. and it's a couple of songs about their love, how they fall out of it. And so they get to experience that story for the first time. And they also get to sing a lot of the songs they already love with me. And an additional one is we're going to have DJs across both locations who will also take us into a night of dancing, really. I enjoy Afro house music. I enjoy 3-step, and I think that I want my people to experience the things I enjoy. So
sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
It is.
And we cannot wait to be a part of this. Please invite us so that we'll come and dance.
Of course you'll be there. Bella will be there. You see, I waited for this.